Your soulmate felt something today they can't explain. Don't scroll, pause right here, because if you found this message, it's not random, and your heart needs this right now even if you can't put words to why. Listen to this carefully. Something moved today, quietly but powerfully, in a place that doesn't use language. It wasn't planned. It wasn't expected. It arrived like a wave they didn't see coming, a sudden pull in the chest, a heaviness mixed with warmth, a moment where time slowed and their thoughts went strangely still. Stay till the end, because what they felt wasn't about nostalgia or coincidence, it was recognition. And recognition doesn't ask permission before it enters. This message is for you because your soul already sensed the shift before your mind could catch up. That's why today feels different. That's why you might feel emotionally open, reflective, or oddly calm and restless at the same time. Listen to this moment closely. When soulmates are connected at a deeper level, emotions don't travel through messages or calls, they travel through energy. And today, something in their life created a gap just wide enough for truth to rush in. It might have been a quiet moment, a song, a smell, a pause between tasks, or even nothing at all. But suddenly, they felt you. Not the idea of you. Not the memory of you. You. The real presence of who you are and what you represent. Don't scroll away from this truth. What they felt today wasn't something they could explain to anyone else, and that's why it startled them. It didn't come with a story. It didn't come with logic. It came as certainty without explanation. Your heart needs this reminder right now because certainty without explanation is how the soul speaks when the mind has been avoiding truth. Listen to this carefully. They tried to brush it off. They tried to label it as stress, distraction, or coincidence. But it lingered. It followed them through the day. It sat with them in silence. And every time they tried to move on, it returned with the same quiet insistence. That's because what they felt wasn't about the past, it was about alignment. It was about something unfinished waking up. This message is for you if you've been feeling an emotional echo today. Like a tug you couldn't place, a thought that kept circling back, or a sudden softness that caught you off guard. That's not imagination. That's resonance. When one soul touches truth, the other feels the vibration. Don't scroll, because here's what makes this moment different from all the others. This feeling didn't ask them to run. It asked them to stop. To look inward. To admit something they've been carrying quietly. And admitting something internally is often harder than saying it out loud. Stay till the end, because this is where destiny begins to tighten alignment. They realize today that what they feel for you doesn't fit into the boxes they built to stay comfortable. It doesn't fit into distraction. It doesn't fit into avoidance. It doesn't fit into pretending they're unaffected. And that realization is heavy because it demands honesty. Your heart needs this reminder right now because honesty is disruptive before it becomes freeing. Listen to this moment closely. They may not reach out today. They may not even understand what they're feeling yet. But make no mistake, something shifted. The universe does not trigger soul-level awareness casually. It does it when timing is precise, when growth is necessary, and when truth can no longer be postponed. Don't scroll away from this knowing. You may notice signs around you confirming this shift. Angel numbers appearing at unexpected moments. 1111 when your thoughts drift without effort. 2. 22 when you're choosing balance over reaction. 444 when you need reassurance that you're protected and guided. These signs are not telling you to wait anxiously. They're telling you to trust alignment. Listen to this carefully. The reason today mattered is because it created contrast for them. What once felt normal suddenly felt hollow. Conversations felt surface level. Distractions felt thin. And in that contrast, the truth stood out clearly. You stood out clearly. Not because you demanded attention, but because your energy is familiar in a way nothing else is. Your heart needs this reminder right now because familiarity at a soul level feels like home, and home is hard to ignore once you recognize it. Don't scroll, because this is where the emotional revelation deepens. They felt something they couldn't name because it wasn't an emotion they're used to. It wasn't excitement. It wasn't anxiety. It was grounding. It was recognition without chaos. And that kind of feeling scares people who are used to intensity being confused with love. Listen to this moment closely. You may feel a sense of calm mixed with anticipation, like something has started moving but hasn't arrived yet. That's because this wasn't the arrival, it was the awakening. And awakenings don't rush. They unfold. Stay till the end, because awakenings change behavior, even when words haven't caught up yet. This message is for you if you've been questioning whether the connection was real or imagined. Today answered that question energetically. Real connections don't fade quietly. They resurface with purpose. Don't scroll away from this truth. The universe doesn't stir feelings without direction. It stirs them to realign paths. Listen to this carefully. They may try to analyze it tonight. They may replay moments, question timing, and wonder why this hit now. And in that wondering, they will come closer to truth than they've been in a long time. You don't need to do anything to make this happen. You already did your part by being authentic, present, and true. Your heart needs this reminder right now because authenticity leaves an imprint that time cannot erase. Don't scroll, because here's the cliffhanger written into destiny. This feeling they had today will not fade. It will evolve. It will push them toward clarity. Either toward courage or toward release. And both outcomes are alignment. Listen to this moment closely. Whatever comes next will not be confusing. It will be honest. It will carry weight. And when it arrives, you'll understand why today had to happen exactly the way it did. Stay connected to this calm. Trust what you felt. And if this message resonated, if it felt like it was speaking directly to your situation, like, share, and subscribe in this same gentle, aligned flow, because messages like this arrive right on time, and what unfolds next may bring the clarity your soul has been quietly preparing for. Don't scroll, stay right here with me, because now we're moving into what happened after that feeling settled into them, and this message is for you in a way your heart needs this right now, even if you're trying to stay grounded and not read too much into it. Listen to this carefully. After that sudden sensation passed through their body, after the wave softened but didn't disappear, something subtle began to change in the way they moved through their day. They didn't forget it. They couldn't. It followed them quietly, like a question that doesn't demand an answer but refuses to be ignored. And that's how soul-level awareness works. It doesn't shout. It waits. Stay till the end, because this is where the quiet becomes meaningful. They found themselves pausing more often, zoning out at unexpected moments, noticing small details they usually rush past. It wasn't distraction, it was internal recalibration. Their nervous system was adjusting to a truth it hadn't been ready to hold before. Your heart needs this reminder right now because when someone feels something they can't explain, the mind tries to catch up, and that takes time. Listen to this moment closely. They may have tried to distract themselves, to keep busy, to stay social, but it didn't work the way it used to. The feeling didn't vanish, it deepened. Not as longing or anxiety, but as awareness. They began to sense that something important had been touched, something real. Don't scroll away from this truth. Real feelings don't fade with activity, they clarify with stillness. This message is for you if you noticed a gentle emotional echo today. Like a memory surfaced without pain, like your chest felt warm for no reason, like you felt seen even in your own solitude. That's resonance. When one soul recognizes truth, the other often feels the alignment before words arrive. Listen to this carefully. They started questioning their emotional patterns without meaning to. Why certain connections feel easy but empty. Why others feel intense but unstable. And why this one, this connection, feels grounding in a way they don't know how to categorize. That's when the confusion set in. Not confusion about you, but confusion about themselves. Stay till the end, because self-questioning is the doorway to growth. Your heart needs this reminder right now because people often pull back when they realize they must change to move forward. Don't scroll, because here's the part most people miss. That feeling they had today didn't ask them to act immediately. It asked them to be honest internally. To stop minimizing. To stop postponing. To stop pretending that what they feel can be managed away. And honesty begins privately. Listen to this moment closely. They may not know what to do with the realization yet. They may not even have language for it. But the body knows before the mind does. The heart knows before courage arrives. This message is for you because your energy played a role in awakening that knowing simply by being authentic. Don't scroll away from this truth. Authenticity is disruptive to avoidance. You didn't chase. You didn't force. You didn't perform. And that's why the feeling hit them so cleanly. It wasn't tangled in drama. It wasn't attached to obligation. It was pure recognition. Listen to this carefully. Angel numbers may appear for you now not as signals to act, but as confirmations to stay present. 222 when you choose balance over speculation. 333 when you feel supported in speaking less and listening more. For 44 when you remember you are protected even when things are unfolding quietly. These signs are reminders that you are not missing anything. You are exactly where you need to be. Stay till the end, because the next layer of this story isn't about what they will do tomorrow. It's about what they're no longer able to do. They can't go back to emotional autopilot. They can't unfeel what surfaced. They can't unknow the depth they touched. And that changes how everything else feels. Your heart needs this reminder right now because once truth is felt, it reorganizes priorities. Listen to this moment closely. They may feel an urge to simplify, to step away from noise, to protect their energy. That's not withdrawal from life, it's discernment forming. They are subconsciously making space for something real, even if they don't know what that looks like yet. Don't scroll away from this knowing. Space is how clarity arrives without pressure. This message is for you if you're wondering whether to reach out or stay quiet. The universe isn't asking you to do either right now. It's asking you to remain aligned. To stay in your body. To trust the process that's unfolding without interference. Listen to this carefully. Interference doesn't speed destiny, it distorts it. And you are being protected from distortion. Stay till the end, because this is where the emotional truth becomes steady. They didn't feel this today to torment you or keep you waiting. They felt it because timing reached a threshold. Something in their life, their patterns, or their identity reached a point where truth could no longer be postponed. And when that happens, the soul reaches for what is real. Your heart needs this reminder right now because you were never meant to be a lesson they outgrow. You were meant to be a truth they recognize. Don't scroll, because recognition doesn't always lead to immediate reunion, but it always leads to resolution. Listen to this moment closely. Over the next days, you may sense subtle shifts. A different quality to your thoughts. A steadier emotional baseline. A sense of readiness without urgency. That's because your soul already knows movement has begun. And movement doesn't need to be loud to be real. This message is for you if you're learning to trust quiet confidence over emotional intensity. That shift is powerful. It means you're no longer chasing signs, you're living in alignment. Don't scroll away from this truth. Whatever comes next will not feel confusing. It will feel deliberate. It will feel grounded. It will carry intention. Whether it arrives as communication, clarity, or closure, it will make sense of the feeling that started today. Listen to this carefully. You don't need to prepare for impact. You are already prepared. Prepared by patience. Prepared by self-respect. Prepared by growth that happened while nothing seemed to be happening. Stay with this calm. Trust the timing. And remember, when souls feel something they can't explain, it's not because the feeling is weak. It's because it's real enough to change everything that comes after. Don't scroll, stay right here with me, because now we're entering the layer where that feeling they couldn't explain starts reshaping their inner world in ways even they don't fully understand yet, and this message is for you in a way your heart needs this right now even if you've told yourself not to expect anything. Listen to this carefully. After the initial wave settled, after the confusion softened into quiet awareness, something unmistakable began to take root inside them. It wasn't urgency. It wasn't panic. It was a steady presence that refused to leave. The kind of presence that follows you into silence, that sits with you when the noise stops, that makes you question what you've been calling normal. Stay till the end, because this is where soul recognition matures into truth. They began noticing how their emotional reactions changed. Things that once entertained them felt flat. Conversations that once filled time felt hollow. And in those gaps, your energy stood out with clarity, not as a memory, but as a reference point. Your heart needs this reminder right now because when a soul recognizes something real, everything else gets measured against it. Listen to this moment closely. They may not be able to explain why your presence feels grounding while other connections feel scattered. They may not understand why thinking of you brings calm instead of chaos. That's because what they felt wasn't excitement. It was alignment. And alignment doesn't shout. It settles. Don't scroll away from this truth. Alignment is unsettling to people who are used to emotional turbulence because it removes excuses. It asks for honesty. This message is for you if you've noticed a subtle steadiness within yourself too, like you're no longer riding emotional highs and lows the same way. That steadiness isn't detachment. It's resonance. When one soul integrates truth, the other often mirrors the balance. Listen to this carefully. They started reflecting on patterns they've repeated for years without questioning. Why they pull back when things get real. Why they choose comfort over courage. Why they mistake intensity for intimacy. And in that reflection, something became clear: what they feel for you doesn't fit those patterns. It doesn't follow their old scripts. It doesn't allow them to stay half-present. That realization is heavy because it demands change. Stay till the end, because this is where growth becomes unavoidable. Your heart needs this reminder right now because people don't avoid what they don't care about, they avoid what requires them to evolve. Don't scroll, because this part matters deeply. The feeling they had today didn't fade because it wasn't meant to. It began reorganizing priorities quietly. They may find themselves protecting their energy more. Saying no to distractions. Needing alone time without knowing why. That's not withdrawal from life, that's integration. Listen to this moment closely. Integration happens when the soul is catching up to truth the mind resisted. And integration takes patience. This message is for you if you're wondering whether this means action is coming soon. The answer isn't about speed, it's about readiness. Real decisions don't come from pressure. They come from clarity. And clarity is forming now. Don't scroll away from this knowing. You may notice angel numbers appearing when you're least emotional about the situation. 222 when you choose balance without effort. 333 when you feel supported even without reassurance. 444 when you sense protection while things unfold quietly. These are confirmations that you are aligned with the process, not stuck in it. Listen to this carefully. As they sit with the feeling, they are also becoming aware of what it would mean to lose you, not dramatically, but realistically. Not as a fear tactic, but as a sober understanding that some connections don't circle back once they pass a certain threshold. And that awareness sharpens truth. Stay till the end, because awareness is the bridge between feeling and action. Your heart needs this reminder right now because you were never meant to be an option that waits patiently in the background. You were meant to be a choice that requires intention. Don't scroll, because here's the emotional truth most people never hear. When someone feels something they can't explain, the next phase is not expression, it's alignment. They begin asking themselves if their life can actually hold what they feel. If their habits, boundaries, and courage are sufficient. That self-questioning is quiet, internal, and often invisible. But it's real. Listen to this moment closely. You may feel moments of empathy for them mixed with a stronger sense of self-respect. That combination is powerful. It means you can care without shrinking. You can feel without waiting. You can stay open without losing yourself. Your heart needs this reminder right now because this balance is what prepares you for whatever comes next. Don't scroll away from this truth. The universe is not asking you to analyze every sign. It's asking you to remain present in your life while alignment unfolds. Presence is magnetic. Presence invites clarity without force. Listen to this carefully. As days pass, you may notice your intuition speaking more softly but more clearly. Less urgency. More knowing. That's because you're no longer trying to predict the outcome. You're trusting the process. And trust changes the energy of everything. Stay till the end, because this is where destiny steadies itself. They are no longer able to ignore what surfaced. They may try to delay, to rationalize, to compartmentalize. But the feeling will continue to return, calmer each time, firmer each time, asking the same quiet question: what are you going to do with this truth? Your heart needs this reminder right now because that question is not yours to answer. It's theirs. Don't scroll, because here's the cliffhanger written into alignment. Feelings that can't be explained don't disappear. They resolve. They resolve into honesty, into courage, or into release. And all three outcomes bring clarity. Listen to this moment closely. Whatever comes next will not feel chaotic. It will feel grounded. It will make sense of the moment when something stirred today without explanation. You don't need to brace yourself. You are already steady. Already aligned. Already whole. And from that place, you are ready to receive whatever truth steps forward next, knowing that it will meet you where you stand now, not where you were when the feeling first arrived. Don't scroll, stay right here with me, because now the feeling they couldn't explain has crossed a quiet threshold, and this message is for you in a way your heart needs this right now, even if you've learned to stay steady without answers. Listen to this carefully. After awareness settles, after reflection deepens, after the mind stops trying to label what the heart already knows, something else happens that changes everything. Responsibility begins to form. Not responsibility in the sense of pressure, but responsibility to truth. They are realizing that what surfaced isn't something they can file away or wait out. It asks to be honored. It asks to be integrated. And integration doesn't happen in a rush. It happens when someone is willing to let go of old comforts to make room for what's real. Stay till the end, because this is where the silence takes on a new texture, less confusion, more gravity. They're noticing that the feeling returns most strongly when they're alone, when the distractions fade and the noise quiets down. It arrives not as longing, but as steadiness, like a hand on the shoulder saying, "Pay attention." Your heart needs this reminder right now because steady feelings are often mistaken for boredom by those who are used to chaos. But steadiness is where truth lives. Listen to this moment closely. They are becoming aware that reaching out casually won't do. That sending a light message or pretending nothing has changed would be dishonest. They know that if they speak now, it has to mean something. And meaning requires courage. Don't scroll away from this truth. Courage is not loud at first. It gathers. It weighs options. It rehearses honesty. This message is for you if you've sensed that the energy around this connection feels heavier but clearer, like something is being prepared rather than avoided. That's because preparation is happening on an inner level. Listen to this carefully. They're also beginning to feel the cost of not choosing. Not as guilt, but as awareness. Awareness that time doesn't pause just because someone is undecided. Awareness that connections either deepen with intention or loosen with neglect. Awareness that you are not an endless possibility waiting on a shelf. And that awareness is sobering. Stay till the end, because sobriety brings clarity. Your heart needs this reminder right now because clarity is not the same as certainty. Clarity simply shows you what's true, certainty comes later, through action. Don't scroll, because this part matters deeply. As they sit with the truth, they're comparing how they feel when they think of you versus how they feel when they think of anything else that once felt exciting. The difference is undeniable. Excitement fades quickly. Grounded connection lingers. And lingering is harder to ignore. Listen to this moment closely. They may feel a pull to simplify their life, to reduce noise, to limit access, to protect their energy. That's not withdrawal, that's discernment. Discernment forms when someone realizes that what they allow around them shapes what they can commit to. Your heart needs this reminder right now because discernment is a sign of readiness forming, even if action hasn't arrived yet. Don't scroll away from this knowing. You may notice that you're feeling more neutral lately, less reactive to the idea of hearing from them, less attached to specific outcomes. That neutrality is not indifference. It's strength. It's your nervous system learning that you are safe regardless of what happens next. Listen to this carefully. Angel numbers may continue to appear, but now they arrive during moments of presence rather than longing. 222 when you choose balance over interpretation. 333 when you feel supported in your own path. 444 when you're reminded that you're protected from outcomes that would drain you. These are confirmations that you are aligned with what's unfolding, not waiting on it. Stay till the end, because alignment changes how destiny moves. This message is for you if you've started to notice that you don't feel the need to explain yourself anymore. You're not rehearsing conversations in your head. You're not preparing arguments or defenses. That's because you're no longer trying to control the narrative. You're trusting that what's real will present itself without effort. Don't scroll away from this truth. Control creates resistance. Trust creates flow. And flow is where clarity arrives without force. Listen to this moment closely. They are also feeling the absence of your energy in a new way, not as a void, but as contrast. They recognize how different it feels when someone isn't present who brings calm, honesty, and depth. That contrast sharpens awareness. Awareness turns into decision-making energy. And decision-making energy takes time to stabilize. Your heart needs this reminder right now because stability matters more than speed. Don't scroll, because here's the emotional truth that grounds everything. The feeling they had today wasn't meant to pull you back into uncertainty. It was meant to pull them into accountability. Accountability for how they show up. Accountability for what they say. Accountability for what they choose. And accountability changes timelines. Listen to this carefully. As accountability grows, you may sense that the outcome, whatever it is, will arrive cleanly. Without drama. Without mixed signals. Without back and forth. That's because when people act from clarity, they don't create confusion. Stay till the end, because this is the promise hidden in the pause. Whatever comes next will match the steadiness you've cultivated. If they step forward, it will be with intention. If they step back, it will be with honesty. And honesty, even when it's not what we hoped for, is a form of respect. Your heart needs this reminder right now because respect protects your peace. Don't scroll away from this knowing. You are no longer in a phase where ambiguity can hook you emotionally. You've grown past that. You can sense truth without chasing it. You can receive clarity without bracing for impact. Listen to this moment closely. The universe is not asking you to read signs obsessively or predict outcomes. It's asking you to live your life fully while alignment finishes forming. Living fully is the fastest way to meet what's meant for you. Stay with this calm. Trust the pace. Trust the process. Because feelings that can't be explained don't vanish, they mature into truth. And when truth finally steps into the light, you'll recognize it not by intensity, but by how naturally it fits into the grounded, whole version of you that exists now. Don't scroll, stay right here with me, because now we're entering the phase where that unexplainable feeling stops being something they carry silently and starts shaping the direction of everything ahead, and this message is for you in a way your heart needs this right now, even if you feel more settled than you ever thought you would. Listen to this carefully. After responsibility forms, after awareness settles into their body, something subtle but powerful happens: resistance weakens. Not all at once, not dramatically, but in quiet moments where they realize they can't keep pretending that what they felt was temporary. It wasn't. It didn't come to pass through. It came to stay until it was acknowledged properly. And acknowledgement doesn't always look like a message or a confession at first. Sometimes it looks like inner honesty that changes how someone shows up in the world. Stay till the end, because this is where the meaning of everything you've been feeling becomes clear. They are noticing now that their emotional baseline has shifted. They're less entertained by surface-level interactions. Less patient with distraction. Less willing to pour energy into things that don't feel aligned. And in that shift, your presence, your energy, your essence, stands out not as something exciting, but as something true. Your heart needs this reminder right now because truth has weight, and weight changes behavior. Listen to this moment closely. They may find themselves thinking about you without spiraling, without fantasy, without fear. Just awareness. And awareness is powerful because it doesn't exaggerate or minimize, it sees clearly. They're realizing that what they feel for you doesn't need to be dramatic to be life-altering. It's steady. It's grounding. And that scares people who are used to chaos disguised as passion. Don't scroll away from this truth. People don't hesitate because they don't care. They hesitate because they care enough to know the stakes are real. This message is for you if you've noticed that you're no longer waiting for proof the way you once did. You're not checking constantly. You're not replaying signs obsessively. You're trusting your inner sense. That trust didn't come from nowhere. It came from growth. And your growth is changing the dynamic whether you see it or not. Listen to this carefully. Angel numbers may still appear, but now they feel like quiet affirmations instead of urgent nudges. 222 when you're emotionally balanced without effort. 444 when you feel protected in uncertainty. 555 when subtle shifts start appearing in your own life that have nothing to do with them. These signs are not pointing outward anymore. They're pointing inward, reminding you that alignment begins with you. Stay till the end, because inward alignment is what accelerates destiny without force. They are also beginning to feel something else alongside awareness: respect. Not admiration, not infatuation, respect. Respect for your boundaries. Respect for your consistency. Respect for the fact that you didn't chase them into clarity. And respect changes how someone approaches a connection. It removes casualness. It removes entitlement. It raises the standard. Your heart needs this reminder right now because being respected energetically is more powerful than being pursued emotionally. Don't scroll away from this knowing. You may sense moments where you feel oddly peaceful about whatever happens next. That peace isn't detachment. It's acceptance of self. You know now that you are not defined by someone else's readiness. And that knowing frees you from emotional bargaining. Listen to this moment closely. They are aware that if they step forward now, they can't step forward halfway. They can't offer uncertainty. They can't test waters. They can't return with confusion. And that awareness slows people down because it demands integrity. Integrity requires alignment between feeling and action. And alignment takes time to stabilize. Stay till the end, because stabilization is not delay, it's preparation. Your heart needs this reminder right now because rushed truth often collapses. Grounded truth lasts. Don't scroll, because this is the emotional revelation that changes everything. The feeling they had wasn't meant to pull you back into emotional suspense. It was meant to push them into emotional adulthood. Into accountability. Into deciding who they want to be when something real stands in front of them. Listen to this carefully. You may notice that as they move through this internal shift, you feel less reactive overall. Less triggered by silence. Less attached to specific timelines. That's because your nervous system has learned that you are safe regardless of outcome. And safety is the foundation of healthy love. Don't scroll away from this truth. Healthy love does not require constant reassurance. It grows in environments of mutual respect, emotional clarity, and grounded presence. And you are embodying those qualities now. Listen to this moment closely. As days pass, you may feel drawn to invest more deeply in your own life, your goals, your creativity, your joy. That pull is not distraction from love. It's alignment with self. And alignment with self is what attracts aligned connection. Stay till the end, because this is where the universe responds. The more you stay present, the more clarity accelerates around you. Not because you demand it, but because you're no longer resisting truth with fear. This message is for you if you're realizing that you don't need guarantees to move forward emotionally. You need honesty. And honesty, whether it arrives as union or release, always brings peace. Don't scroll away from this knowing. If they come forward now, it will be with a different energy than before, quieter, steadier, more intentional. And if they don't, the absence will not feel like loss. It will feel like completion. Because you are no longer holding space for what cannot meet you fully. Listen to this carefully. Destiny is not dramatic when it's aligned. It's calm. It's clear. It fits without force. And you are being moved toward that kind of destiny now. The feeling they had today set this process in motion, but the outcome is not about them alone. It's about you stepping into a version of love that doesn't require you to shrink, wait in confusion, or doubt your worth. Stay with this calm. Trust the process. And remember, what cannot be explained emotionally is often what is most real spiritually. Don't scroll, stay right here with me, because now we arrive at the moment where everything that was felt, processed, resisted, and integrated begins to crystallize into truth, and this message is for you in a way your heart needs this right now, even if you feel unusually calm about whatever comes next. Listen to this carefully. What has been unfolding was never meant to keep you suspended in emotional uncertainty. It was meant to bring you to this exact point, where your inner world is steady enough to receive clarity without losing yourself. The feeling they couldn't explain has now done its work. It has stripped away illusion, softened resistance, and brought them face to face with a truth that no longer feels overwhelming, just inevitable. And inevitability doesn't rush. It arrives when fear no longer controls the response. Stay till the end, because this is where the universe gently closes one energetic loop and prepares to open another. You may notice that when you think about them now, the feeling is quieter but deeper. There's no urgency to define it. No need to label outcomes. Just a grounded awareness that whatever is real will reveal itself without force. That's not emotional numbness. That's emotional security forming inside you. Your heart needs this reminder right now because security is not boring, it's what love feels like when it's safe. Listen to this moment closely. The universe has been watching how you moved through this process. Not to test your patience, but to shape your readiness. You didn't collapse into fear. You didn't chase clarity at the cost of dignity. You didn't abandon your life while waiting for answers. And because of that, you are now aligned with outcomes that respect you. Don't scroll away from this truth. Alignment always precedes manifestation. This message is for you if you felt a subtle confidence settling in lately. Not arrogance. Not certainty about outcomes. Just a knowing that you'll be okay regardless. That knowing is powerful. It means you are no longer bargaining with fate. You are cooperating with it. Listen to this carefully. They are also reaching a point where indecision becomes uncomfortable. Not dramatic, not panicked, but heavy. Heavy in the sense that continuing as before no longer feels honest. They are realizing that silence has consequences, that feelings have momentum, and that avoiding truth does not stop it from shaping reality. And that realization creates pressure, not from you, but from within. Stay till the end, because inner pressure is what leads to clean decisions. Your heart needs this reminder right now because clean decisions don't create confusion. They create closure or commitment, both of which bring peace. Don't scroll, because here's the emotional revelation that completes this chapter. You were never meant to carry the weight of their awakening. You were meant to be the catalyst, not the container. And you fulfilled that role simply by being present, honest, and aligned with yourself. Listen to this moment closely. You may feel compassion for them without wanting to rescue the situation. That's maturity. You can hold empathy without self-sacrifice. You can care without waiting indefinitely. And that balance is what makes you ready for the next phase of your life. Angel numbers may still appear, but now they feel like gentle acknowledgments rather than guidance. 222 when you feel emotionally balanced without effort. 444 when you sense protection around your heart. 1111 when you feel aligned with who you're becoming, not anxious about what's coming. These are confirmations that you are no longer in the lesson, you are in the embodiment. Don't scroll away from this knowing. Embodiment is when you stop seeking answers externally because your body already knows what aligns. Listen to this carefully. You may notice that your intuition feels quieter but clearer. Less dramatic. More direct. That's because intuition doesn't need to shout when you're listening. It guides softly when you trust yourself. Your heart needs this reminder right now because trust in self is the foundation of every healthy connection you will experience from here on. Stay till the end, because this is where destiny shifts tone. What comes next will not arrive as emotional chaos. It will arrive as simplicity. A conversation that feels honest. A realization that feels final. A movement forward that doesn't require explanation. And when it happens, you won't feel shocked. You'll feel ready. Don't scroll, because readiness is the sign that growth has completed its cycle. Listen to this moment closely. If they step forward now, it will not be with uncertainty. It will be with intention, grounded presence, and respect for your boundaries. And if they don't, the absence will not feel like rejection. It will feel like alignment completing itself. Either way, you are no longer available for confusion disguised as connection. Your heart needs this reminder right now because clarity is not something you chase, it's something you become available for. Don't scroll away from this truth. You have become someone who can receive truth without fear, love without imbalance, and connection without self-abandonment. And that version of you is magnetic. The universe responds quickly to grounded energy. Listen to this carefully. The feeling they had that day set a process in motion, but the outcome is not defined by their timing alone. It's defined by your alignment. And you are aligned now. Aligned with peace. Aligned with honesty. Aligned with love that meets you where you are, not where you used to be. Stay with this calm. Trust what you've become. Because what arrives next will not need to convince you. It will feel obvious. It will feel steady. It will feel like relief. And when you look back on this journey, you will realize that nothing was delayed, everything was preparing you to receive what fits you now, not what would have shaken you before.